Hi, I'm Terrell Turner, the host of the Business Talk Library, and today I have another great guest on. And as many of you know, my background is accounting and finance, and one of the things that I always advise business owners to do is to understand what you're good at and to also be fully aware of what you're not good at. And one of those things that I know that is not my thing is when it comes down to marketing, getting your message out there. So I always love bringing on people who are good at that to bring them on the show, hear their story, hear what tips they have to share. So I'm very glad to welcome onto the show, Sal McClain. Welcome to the show.
My man, thank you very much. I'm very humbled and honored to be here. Long time coming. We wanted to set this up. Happy to be here to talk to your audience. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, you and I connected on Facebook, which I think is a phenomenal thing when people use social media to network and meet people. Because I don't think we would have ever had the chance to like run into each other in person.
Yeah, no, not during this pandemic for sure.
So definitely always good to connect. Now, before we jump into the marketing and talking about your current business and the services you offer, tell us a little bit about your background and what you were doing, like before you started your current business.
Oh, 100%. I'll keep it very brief here. My background started off in retail sales. First job when I was 16 years old, I was selling lawn and garden equipment at Sears. I don't even think they had that business anymore. Might be out of business, but that was my first taste of sales and speaking to people face to face and persuasion, understanding products and being able to sell. And that was back in the days when I didn't have any bills, so I got a chance to understand the power, the value of utilizing my knowledge and my voice and understanding product knowledge to actually sell and make money. So I've been doing that since I was 16. That's really continued. I had a retail type of jobs through high school and college. When I got to college, I kind of segued at Temple University to study to major in marketing. And once I did that, I had various internships and jobs at agencies, Sixers, and professional lacrosse teams, all kind of stuff in the city of Philadelphia. Just get my feet wet in the marketing space. When I got out of college, I had an opportunity I was actually working full time. I had a full time job working in the inner department at a car dealer. And and it's funny that you segue that we connected on Facebook. I got my first inclination into agency life by doing what you did to me to someone else on LinkedIn, which was I was really just looking for a way out. Something I knew it had to be another way for me to be able to make money than working so hard. So I ended up somehow being a sales guy at a agency in Toronto. And I got on board on that. I was doing that part-time. And once I got a chance to get my feet wet with the agency life that way and see the type of products and services they were selling, I seen the price points and I saw what I could make. And I saw it was different than what I could make sitting down at this desk. I was like, okay, I would like to pursue agency work. And then I would actually, once I can get some more, seasonality in this particular type of industry, I would like to run my own. So now that's why I'm here now.
Awesome. I think, something you said that, I was thinking when you talked about, where you kind of started in the retail sales space. And it's one of the things I think about for a lot of entrepreneurs where some of them that are going into entrepreneurship don't really have sales background. So, something I think is interesting is the lessons that you learn when you're actually having to interact with a customer and sell. What were some of the lessons, or were there things that you took from that experience that helped you like segue into marketing?
For sure. It was my first job, so that's all I really knew. That's all I really knew. But I understood. So I was lucky enough to my first job. It wasn't complete commission. I know people was working with selling like washers and dryers, and they were in the appliance department. That was complete commission. Usually like older guys, the families, kids in college and stuff. But in my particular department, I worked on commission. I did have a base salary, so I wasn't like on a string as far as like, if I didn't make this type of sales quota, then I was going to get let go. But I did get to understand the power of like, hey, like we're in the business. I have a job because I have a gift to be able to help people make, informed decisions, right? And I did get a chance at the age of 16 to get a chance to see sales quotas and, get a chance to interact with different type of people. And, you have your name on your name tag and Saladin, what is that? And, all these type of questions. And, then you get a chance to, open up your mind. What do I 16? I mean, I'm 15, 16, I'm on a basketball team. I'm learning about lawnmowers and grills and weed whackers. I don't know, but I mean, I'm learning about it. And, you get better comprehensive skills and you just get more confidence in general with speaking to people. So yeah, I mean, those are probably the biggest things, confidence and also just, understanding that like goals. Like you have weekly and monthly goals. And I think what I started at 15 and 16, like, being at my ripe old age now, I mean, those are consistent, those values, being consistent with goals, sales goals, conversations to have, or, dealing with current clients that I have day in and day out, weekly goals, monthly goals. That hasn't changed since I've been 15.
Gotcha. Awesome. Now I want to fast forward a little bit, through your timeline when you talked about, looking at the agency and just the opportunities there. Now, there are a lot of people I think that talk about, starting an agency or offering some type of service, in their business. What was it like, going from the idea of, working in agency to actually working in it? Like, were there things that aligned with your expectations, or were there new things that you had to learn that you didn't expect?
New things. Let's see. So the premise of sales is definitely the same, but when the price point changes, it's like selling a Hyundai and then selling a Rolls Royce. Like, so people who work in the sales community, or if you have an idea of what the analogy I'm trying to present here is, it's a lot different process of selling somebody a Toyota Corolla than selling somebody a Lamborghini Murcielago. Like, it's a different type of customer that walked into that retail establishment, right? So same thing as far as getting an agency, like the price point is a lot higher. And then like, your ideal customer, like it's important to understand who your customer is. When I was working in that agency, I was super grassroots. Got a chance to get like some major deals on the table of like people who do like Wi-Fi in the subways in New York City. And, we're getting people in boardrooms and stuff like that. And the price point is big, but like their budget is big. These are huge companies, they're corporations. So it's like terminology, your demeanor, how you sell, not being desperate. Is just like more so like, hey, like, this is how we can help you. I see, you mentioned that you've had this need. Do you need help with this? Yes. Okay, cool. This is how we can solve that, and show them the process. And then, they help you make an informed decision whether to move forward or to not.
Gotcha. I mean, I really like that, because even for myself, from the aspect of being a CPA and CFO, so where it's like, the price point that I'm helping clients is not going to be a small price point. I mean, there's a lot of trust to where it's like, I really have to position it as, I'm here to help you solve a problem that you're willing to pay for. And you got to get comfortable with that. So one of the things I'm interested in is, as you've kind of, gone down that journey, I mean, it's one thing to, like I said, to provide the service to the clients in the agency route. What has it been like on the business side, for you, as far as, building up, like the business acumen around the type of service you provide?
Speak to me a little more closely as far as what has it been like as far as building up you said the business acumen. Talk to me give me another example of.
Yeah, so I mean, when it comes down to, the service that you provide and knowing your craft and marketing and sales process. Yeah, so I think it's more of like, what has it been like, learning those, non-marketing things related to your business, like, figuring out, hey, how do you manage like the finance, the accounting, or the operational side of your business and stuff?
Yes, great question. I got you now. So basically, it really reverts back to what you originally said when we were just starting this conversation here, is understanding what I do know and what I don't know. And I'm a big proponent of trying to reach goals as quickly as I can. And to me, it's just at that point, it becomes your goal, how fast can you get there, and then there's some sort of expense there, whether it's your time, whether it's your energy, whether it's you investing some type of information, money to learn something, or somebody to help for you. So for me, for the most part, I've invested in myself, utilizing others that know things that I don't to get me up to speed a lot faster. Whether it's, information I need to, run the staff, run a team, manage, remote employees, build out different phases of our business and funnels and customer satisfaction and all this kind of stuff, how to automate things. Those are all things I didn't know. Those all things I didn't kind of invest as far as time, energy, money, into, trying to get that information as fast as possible. Because all we have is time, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, when it comes down to, potential customers, looking at, working with you, so what are the types of services that you offer, or the ways that people can do business with you?
It's a great question. So here at CNR Digital, our agency, we like to help people who kind of work every possible angle to get customers to buy products. They're usually people that are having, they're struggling about how to identify who their ideal customer is and how they buy and why they buy their products. Those are the same type of clients you work with who kind of notice that their customers are choosing to shop with their competitors instead of them. They need help with like kind of building up the trust with their brand in the marketplace, to like not just receive traffic, but consistent profitable sales. And when I say profitable sales, I'm referring to, focusing on increasing like the average order value. Like my specific niche is e-commerce. So people who sell products, digital or physical products in their stores. So, I like to focus on increasing the average order value of their products in their stores, and ensuring that they're getting the most revenue out of each customer once they submit their credit card information on every purchase, all while we're actually like lowering like their card abandonment percentages so they see more profit. We do all this in a workshop that we offer.
Okay, awesome. So now, if someone's interested in doing business with you, where can they find you online, or where can they find you on social media? How do they get in touch with you?
We just get a little closer here. So CNR Digital is our agency. It's cnrdigital.com. My email, my name is Sal, so you can reach me at sal@cnrdigital.com. Our social media platforms is CNR is Digital, Instagram, Facebook. I have a personal Instagram page if you want to find me there. I talk a lot more e-commerce stuff, mindset conversation, mindset talks. It's SENSE, make MAKE dollars, DOLLAS, and that's on Instagram. Those are the best ways to reach me for sure.
Awesome, awesome. And I think that's how I ended up coming across you, because I saw some of the content that you had posted. I think it might have been on Facebook. I saw some of the videos. So how often are you, sharing content and the tips and ideas there?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely a necessary thing, specifically to everybody being home these days for the most part. But that's not going to change at all as far as the content output. I want to say for myself, I try to get something, try to make sure I'm working on things on specific days and get content out at least 3-4 times a week. As well as I'm managing, that as well as, clients that were on board onto our workshop. So probably around 3 to 5 times a week, whether it's like an organic post, I might do a video here and there. I like to, surprise people, not to get them like expecting something to come a specific day. I like to know when people see my face, I got something to say, and they should listen.
Awesome, awesome. Now before we wrap up, one question I like to ask every guest that comes on is, when you think about, your journey of where you've been, you think about what's going on now, and the future goals for your agency, what's two lessons or two pieces of advice that you've learned that you would share with other entrepreneurs?
Yeah. and this is going to be cliche, but I literally just came from a conference in like Nashville a month ago, and it literally it's the same thing I've heard from other people is one, remain confident in yourself, but stay humble. Two, never give up, because as soon as you feel like things are on a downtrend, things might not be working out, or maybe you shouldn't have even started this, or it was working, it's not working anymore. Maybe I should pivot and do something else. Anytime I've pivoted and did something else, it's like you're just like going backwards. You're starting from scratch again. Sometimes you don't understand how closer you are to your goal when you're in the midst of it. And I hear it too many times from people is, wow, man, they're like, Sal, like the next 3 to 6 months could be totally different. Like it happened that fast. So like when you hear things like that and you go through things like that, if anybody's listening, just keep going. That would be the first thing I would say. And number two is set intermediate and long-term goals, and like really understand the power in writing down like who you are, where you're going, what you want, affirmations, things of that nature. And like really, read that to yourself daily just to get your mind right. As you're, going through your daily like revenue generating activities throughout the day. I think that's like been very powerful for me. And make sure you hold yourself accountable to reach like daily tasks.
Awesome. Saladin, thank you so much for coming on the show, sharing your story, telling us about your business. We'll definitely include some links so more people can find your business and find out about those awesome workshops you guys are doing. So thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. Hey, I don't know if this painting is the same every time, but if you guys like this painting in the background, at least comment below. This guy's fly. Appreciate you. Thank you for your time, man.
Thank you for tuning in to the Business Talk Library. If you like our content, be sure to follow us on social media. And if you want to see more of our exclusive content, you can subscribe and become a member on patreon.com/Business Talk Library. Hey, the Business Talk Library is the place where business makes sense.